Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Washington football team's top 5 offseason priorities for this offseason, things that they need to address this offseason. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so help me get there. So, let's get right into the video. So the Washington football team finished 9 and won the NFC East in Ron Rivera's first year as the head coach of the Washington football team, but there are some things that we need to address and get done in the offseason. So these are the 5 biggest things in my opinion. Give me your guys' opinion down below in the comments section. So the first thing is we need to promote Kyle Smith to general manager. He's played a huge part in our success in the last few years. He's had a couple great drafts, especially this year and the year before that, because if you look at 2019, I mean, besides the Haskins pick that was all Dan Snyder, he got Montez Sweat, he got Terry McLaurin, he got Cole Holcomb, he got Jimmy Moreland. He also, Kelvin Harmon, we'll see how he does, had a great draft last year, and then this past year, Chase Young, Antonio Gibson, Cameron Curl, had some solid, really good draft picks in the late rounds. And I really think if he gets a chance to pick his own quarterback, that could really help us out a ton. And I do think we are going to hire a GM this offseason. It just depends on who it is. Is it Kyle Smith? Is it someone from the Bills organization because they got a lot of ex-Panthers there? Or is it going to be someone like Marty Hurney? But I do think that promoting Kyle Smith to general manager should be at the top of the list. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I really think it would be a mistake of letting him go or, possibly having him leave if he isn't promoted in the next year or so. So that is very important, and hopefully we get it done. If not, though, we're going to hire a GM this offseason. So the next biggest thing, and this is probably the biggest thing, is we gotta find whoever it is QBX. It could be someone on this roster, it could be someone in the draft, it could be someone that we get in a trade or a veteran. We gotta find that guy. We have to just find our quarterback of the next few years, and that's got to be probably the biggest thing on this list, that and Kyle Smith in my opinion, because we went 7-9 this year with probably a bottom 3 starting quarterback play in the NFL if you combine Haskins, Alex Smith, and Kyle Allen, and we were still able to win 7 games. So if you put an average quarterback on our team, who knows what we could do, or even better. So that is the biggest thing right there. You could go the route of going to drafting someone, letting Kyle Allen or Taylor Heineke start for half the season and then letting the draft pick play. Or you could go a totally different route and go for some trade for Stafford, maybe trade for Derek Carr or Marcus Mariota, sign Dak Prescott, something like that. There's a lot of different options. Maybe Cam Newton, even though I probably would stay away from that. And then there's the draft pick options. You got Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, a lot of those guys in there that could go, some of them in the first, some of them in the later rounds, but we got to find that quarterback of the future. And that's why I kind of put Kyle Smith ahead of that, because I trust Kyle Smith and Ron Rivera to get their guy, and whatever it takes, if it's, trading up a few spots from like 19 to 12 to get your quarterback, then that's fine. Or if it's signing someone in free agency, I'm going to trust them to get their guy, because, the combination of Kyle Smith, Ron Rivera, and the scouting department did a really good job this year in free agency. They didn't go after any big names, but they got, players like Logan Thomas, J.D. McKissick, Wes Schweitzer, Cornelius Lucas, Kevin Pierre-Louis, Ronald Darby. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting any guys, but they got these guys that ended up overperforming, so I am going to trust them to pick their quarterback of the future, but that has to be on the top of the list, and hopefully it gets done this offseason, and we know going into the season who our quarterback of the future is. So the next thing on this list is pretty simple. We have to re-sign our main guys in free agency. we don't necessarily have to, but I think it is very important to do so. Brandon Sheriff and Ronald Darby are the most important ones. You could throw in Kevin Pierre-Louis, and obviously also it would be good to re-sign Taylor Heineke and possibly even Kyle Allen. Brandon Sheriff, our offensive line, they have given up a lot of sacks this year, but the numbers have been a little bit misleading because Dwayne Haskins took a lot of sacks that really weren't on the O-line. Same thing with Alex Smith because of his mobility. They actually were pretty solid this year with Morgan Moses playing at an above average level. Brandon Sheriff was an all-pro. Chase Roulier, who we already re-signed, which is great, played pretty well this year. Wes Schweitzer played well, and then so did Cornelius Lucas, and we have Sadiq Charles in there. You re-sign Brandon Sheriff in this line, getting another year under offensive line coach John Matsko, and also getting some more chemistry. That's going to get them to be even better next year. So I would re-sign Brandon Sheriff. And then Ronald Darby, he's had a couple bad games. Didn't really have a good game against the Bucks, but really no one in the secondary did besides maybe Cameron Curl. I would re-sign him. He's had a good season, and you could argue him or Kendall Fuller have been our best corners. We do have to address that. We have to address this position probably in the offseason. Besides Ronald Darby, we might want to add another veteran corner in there, but I do want to re-sign Ronald Darby, and then possibly you can say Kevin Pierre-Louis and Taylor Heineke in there too. So make sure we re-sign our guys. We don't have a lot of guys that we need to re-sign, but Brandon Sheriff, Ronald Darby, and possibly Kevin Pierre-Louis and some of the cornerbacks, we should try to make sure to re-sign those guys. And then also, not just in free agency, but also the draft, we have to address the wide receiver position. Besides Terry McLaurin, we need to get a wide receiver number 2, which we don't currently have on the roster. Who knows? Maybe Kelvin Harmon, maybe AGG. They could turn into those guys. Probably not, but we don't know at this point. We just can't bank on that. So we need to address that position in the offseason, whether it be in free agency or in the draft. And someone, we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth once free agency gets along. But Curtis Samuel would be an amazing fit for us in DC, in my opinion. He's 25 years old, 850 yards receiving this year, 3 touchdowns. Also, though, did have a lot of rushing yards as well, so over 1,000 yards for him. Had a great year, and not only that, he's a perfect wide receiver too, and he played in Scott Turner's system, so it would be a perfect match. I think he also went to Ohio State, so he has some chemistry with Terry McLaurin. Then you could also throw in Marvin Jones, who had 978 yards with 9 touchdowns. Any of these veterans, I just want a guy that you can guarantee will get over 500 yards. 100%. A veteran that is going to get over 500 yards receiving if he plays 14 plus games, because besides Terry, we really don't have someone like that on the roster. So get at least a veteran that can fill that wide receiver 2 void. Maybe it could be someone as good as Corey Davis, or maybe it could be someone like Marvin Jones, Tim Patrick, Zach Pascal. Those guys would be okay as well, but we have to add, a little bit of depth at that wide receiver 2, or at that wide receiver position. So yeah, and the last one on this list is we got to address the linebacker position. I mean, this defense improved immensely from last year. I mean, if you can look at the numbers right here, but one of the biggest holes on defense is our linebacker position. I mean, besides Cole Holcomb, there isn't really any great linebackers or even average linebackers on this team. Kevin Pierre-Louis is okay, but we need that other linebacker, possibly middle linebacker. You can get a solid guy in free agency, but I do think Ron Rivera and company is going to want to draft someone early on, maybe I don't want it to be round 1, but it could be then or round 2, round 3 when we have 2 draft picks in round 3. And I think that would help the defense out a ton, because I think that's the biggest hole on our defense. You could address the secondary, but I think linebacker is more important. We'll see if we bring back Bostic. I mean, he is under contract, but I'm not sure if they're going to want to keep him. We'll see, though. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below. I want you guys to make your list of top 5 offseason priorities for the Washington football team. You guys saw my list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and give me some off-season video ideas you guys want to see. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. And peace.